Hello and welcome to Flippin Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. Today, we are flipping through, sorry about that, Mad Magazine number 94, released April 1965. Our price, 25 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before I do that, please, wait, what am I supposed to do here? Oh yeah. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. How do I sound? That is the number one way to support this channel, and I need your help. I need your help to grow and get strong. I'm at 698 subscribers. I hit 700, took a screenshot of it, lost 2 subscribers. So make sure that you hit subscribe. We nearly made our goal. If you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. You can give me any amount of money, and you get, what do you get? You get a 6 set of stickers. Yes, indeed. You know what else you get? If you give me more money, like $5, you get an awesome set of buttons, okay, I'll show them to you. I've been lazy lately. Let's see. Here, overhead. I got a bunch of buttons here. I got to figure out which ones. Okay, no, not that one. Too many buttons. That one you'll get. And this one. Here we go. Look at the signature buttons and the Mad Hex. I'll throw that one in for free as well. You can also support me on, if you go to flippinthrough.com, you can go check out my buttons. You can find a link to the Potter ZB podcast down below that I do with Kyle Bridget. If you've ever been curious about what I spend Patreon money on, it's like this fancy microphone that kind of doesn't sound that great. There's that kind of buzz on it that I'm hearing, but I'll figure it out. Hopefully it's not too horrible to listen to. Anyway, let's get going. Oh wait, no. Thank you to the following people for supporting me on Patreon: Jacqueline Gosling, Reflection of Perfection, Frank Snyder, Misimo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. This is what I love. Here, let's go back overhead. Let's get me in here. This is what I love about it, is look at, now I can I don't have to look around a microphone. So I really have to figure out the weird sound it's making, but I'm pretty excited to have this. You'll go ape over this issue. Yes, you will. Mad Magazine number 94, a beautiful Norman Mingo cover with Alfred E. Neuman as King Kong and a bunch of apes flying bi-wing planes. So that's what they're called, bi-wings. You know, the planes where they do cool tricks. Barnstorming planes. Red Lobster planes. Not Red Lobster. Red Baron planes. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, I like this, and I think there have been some takes on this recently. Wasn't there on the Godzilla cover they were recreating this, of the new reprint MAD edition? Listen, it's hard to deny the fact that the 1960s were the golden age of MAD. I know, I talk a lot about my 90s MAD because it is nostalgia-wise my bread and butter. But looking through this issue before and looking through this table of contents, I mean, holy smokes, fellas, how can you not? I mean, it's it's the best of the best. Mort Drucker, Bob Clark, Paul Coker. Who is this? I don't know. Dave Berg even. Dave Berg was doing some fun stuff. And it's I don't know, really, really good. We'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. We have the Mad house ad right there. And then something very interesting. In the letters department, Mad at GM, Futurama. I thought this stood out to me for a number of reasons. One is the World's Fair. When the hell was the last World's Fair you've been to? I've never been to one. Why don't we do that? That doesn't happen anymore. Wouldn't that be fun? Bring that back. I guess now we have like CES, Consumer Electronics Show. Is that what we have for the World's Fair? Recently, while visiting the New York World's Fair, I noticed a model of a building in the General Motors Futurama exhibit, which seemed vaguely familiar. As I recall, several years ago, Dave Berg designed a similar building for an article describing the eventual move to the cities from the suburbs. Is this a mere coincidence or a copy of Dave's original concept? In any case, all I can say is, how about that? How about that? Look at that. And there it is. Dave Berg's Futurama building. Futuramad building. Dave Berg has a cool signature. I think so. I think it's pretty neat. Whoop, wrong way. Sorry, guys. Something else that's kind of cool on this is Baggy, this Italian sculptor. I think he was Italian. Would do these mad bugs. And they're kind of weird. If we look on madcoversite.com, geez Louise. There we go. Yeah, Giuseppe Baggy. He did a bunch of these. And he also did like some origami ones. It's pretty cool. I liked that in the 60s, is they did a little bit of weird stuff. Think about the Mad Toys that Al Jaffee did, where the kids draw the toys and then he made the toys. I mean, I think no child drew it. It was all him, but yeah. Valentine's Day is a time to show feelings of love and affection, and who is more worthy of receiving our love than the folks who receive all of our money, namely American industry. Boy, don't you wish we had American industry again? Namely American industry. So with this heartfelt sentiment to guide us, let us now demonstrate our affection with Mad's Valentines to American industry. I really liked this, in part because they have all of these different, whatchamacallits, artists doing it. Every single greeting card gets a different artist, and I absolutely love it when they do features like that. Here's the To the TV Networks. I don't know who's that, Bob Hope. I don't know that. Beverly Hillbillies, obviously. That is Addams Family. Mr. Ed. I don't know who that is. Is that Herman Munster? But no, that's just Frankenstein. Was that Donald O'Connor? Anyway, sorry guys, I am not that good at naming famous people, I guess. Oh Valentine, your shows this year cannot be beat for dumbness. Because of you, our senses reel, our minds are filled with numbness. And yet, sort of nice to know that viewers across the nation can all enjoy your shows with just a preschool education. Hey, that seems more like you're roasting them. Here we have the American Appliances. All of these are written by, you guessed it, Frankub Jacobs. Francis Jacobs. That's what I call him. I know him very well. To the automobile companies, George Woodbridge doing the artwork. You give your cars real fancy names like Tempest, Riviera. You're like Comet, Skylark, Galaxy, LeSabre, and Polera. Your names are helpful, Valentine, because each year we're learning the fancier a car is named, the more gas it is burning. And we have the Bell telephone system, and then the makers of headache remedies. Do we have more? No, that's it. How about women's fashions? Jack Rickard. I mean, this is cool because it looks like those paintings in the fashion catalogs from back in the day. Dear Valentine, your dresses hang like burlap sacks. Your coats are a disgrace. Your hats might well have been designed for use in outer space. Before you make up next year's styles to sell your faithful harem, please have some pity on us guys who have to watch girls wear them. I like that one. I like that a lot. The Prophet. This is a Joe Orlando one. Just he's listed as the artist, no writer credited. Maybe he wrote it. Prepare to meet thy doom. He goes along and stabs with the chest. I don't know. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. And I like the art in it. I know I kind of bag on Joe Orlando for not producing as good a work for MAD as he did for EC. But yeah, I don't know. I like this one. This is pretty cool, and actually an example of something else that I wanted to talk about, which is the use of screen tone in this one. You'll see even Mort Drucker is in on the thing, in on the gag, in on the trend. A lot of screen tone being used for shading, but also like hide it, like foreground all shaded with the screen tone, and then kind of pushes everything else back. This also appeared on this Martian guy, Mort Drucker, another Mort Drucker illustration. That's it. I think there's like, yeah, some Zipatone or some craft tint, I should say, because Zipatone is one of those screen tones. Craft tint is where you paint it on and then it reacts to it, and the lines appear. So there is some of that, but I don't know. I like the screen tone. It's kind of fun to spot. But that was it. He just played with it for a little bit and was like, I guess that he was done. There is some cool illustrations in this. Great caricatures of Sean Connery. And then also of this Bentley. Look at that supercharger peeking out there. He did a very good job of drawing the Bentley. That was pretty impressive, I must say. Yeah, and then we have all these British people. I don't know, is this George Harrison? Here are 3 of the 4 Beatles. I recognize them. I recognize Peter Sellers, Winston Churchill, and that's it. Those are all the British people that I know. But I'm certain an eagle-eyed viewer will be able to point out, going bottom to top, right to left, who are all these people. Make sure you do it in the right order, okay? I don't want to confuse people. Bottom to top, right to left, okay? Or right to left, bottom to top. That's what I meant. What the hell is this? Famous people's home study courses. 10 famous butchers start home study course. I mean, this is obviously a reference to something that was happening at the time. Home study courses. Those are still popular, right? They're just websites now. 10 famous millionaires start home study course. Rockefeller, Onassis, Hartford, Hughes, Zeckendorf. Ooh, Zeckendorf, I don't know that name. Getty, Hunt, Hefner, Gaines, and Neuman. I don't know. All right, this is part of the gag, is that Neuman is a butcher. He's celebrity. He's a millionaire, and he is an astronaut. And you can get their home study courses. Of course, what else is there? Famous swindlers. Oh, this is, all right, this is pretty funny. I didn't notice this. I just like paged through this, but 10 famous swindlers start home study courses. Feldstein, Putnam, Brenner, DeFuccio, Meglin, Tirado, and the usual gang of idiots, Neuman. We're going to read this one. Now you can learn to cheat, embezzle, defraud, and then have a glorious life abroad. You have doubtlessly heard of the expression crime does not pay. Well, it really doesn't if you bother with low-class crimes like burglary, mugging, pickpocketing, etc. But just think for a moment of how often you've read about a politician, for example, whose salary is, say, $15,000 a year, and after 3 years in office, he's worth $9 million. Whoa, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Am I right? Nancy Pelosi. There's a big stir for a while. The politician resigns. Not anymore. The thing blows over and he lives happily and wealthily ever after. That's class. And that's what our 10 expert instructors have in common. Anyway, we're going to move on. Here we have a fine day in the city. I don't even want it. I'll let you enjoy it though, but this stinks. It's not even that funny. No offense, Donnie. Oh, Donnie boy. Here we go. A mad look at sports. This is pretty cool to look at because, again, this is before Sergio. I think probably before it's all his. And then additionally, it's before, let's see. Oh, poo. I think before he really locked it down as his own. But before, like visually, he locked it down. So it was like with two panels, sometimes vertical, sometimes horizontal, sometimes not two panels at all. And I don't know. It's kind of cool to see. And he is pretty good at telling a story like that. Like, look, the vultures. This guy's a ski jumper, and the vultures are sitting on his skis because he's about to die. And he just found out. We have the Puyet, the mad Puyet right there. There's some fun chicken fat too. I don't know. I like it. Now, special form answer letters that really ought to be, and there's just a few of these that I wanted to read. One of which is this Playboy one. I thought it was pretty funny. Playboy, East Ohio, Chicago 11, Illinois. Dear Playboy reader, oh, for those of you young people, a form letter is just something that's sent out in response, but somebody doesn't write it. They just sort of fill in the blanks, and they do it to placate you because they really don't want to respond to your letter. Dear Playboy reader, thank you for your note concerning Miss Blank, who is Playboy's Playmate of the Month for Blank. We are extremely interested in your vivid remarks about her physical endowments, and although you did get rather carried away verbally, we found your earthy comments and inquiries to be typical of most of our sophisticated, healthy, normal, red-blooded urban male readers. As to your request, we'd love to help you out, fella, but we're afraid that we cannot reveal the information of a very personal nature that you have requested about our Playmate of the Month, Miss Blank. As for your desire to know what really happened at the photo session for this particular Playmate, well, let us just say that it was another one of our normal photography sessions. Thank you for your interest and enthusiasm. Hey, this is, again, the more things change, the more they stay the same. MAD, 850 3rd Avenue, New York, New York. If you don't like it, don't read it. ABF, Albert Feldstein. Lovely Spy versus Spy that I don't have much to say about except this. The title is the best part. It's so fantastic. Prohías was an absolute genius. Now, this is something that surprised me because I've seen other sort of splash pages, Whimmel builders that Paul Coker had done, and I was not impressed. This one is a lot better. And I like how he draws these things like the sights and sounds or a mad peek behind the scenes. But sometimes when he just has the wide open spaces, he kind of struggles a little bit. He's not as good at it as other artists, right? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. That's okay. But yeah, it's I like this one. I like it a lot. The writing is not that great. I'm from the Gallup poll. Is it true, sir, that Texans are suspicious of strangers asking questions? Draw. What did he do that was so terrible? He forgot the Alamo. Don't mess around with me, partner. I stand 6'6" and weigh 250 pounds. Are the men in your family also? All right. Oh my God. That's funny. Um, that was really good. God damn, like this one too. Look at that title page. Ah, he's so good. He is so good. And like the cutaway of the stairs. This whole cross section thing is just brilliant. I love it. Look at all the details he fits in. Oops. Holy moly. This is just great. All right, the stairs, the banister is gone. Just and there he is lighting the match. Gosh, I could look at this forever. I don't know. Neurotic magazine. This is something that they did a lot, right? They would like make a whole fake magazine inside the magazine. Um, and I don't know. It's a generational thing, I guess. I I have a hard time reading all of this stuff. Here we have the Spectre. Oh, the Spectator. I do like this one. This one almost works better. Look, he says something. Ah, perfect. I can see the whole infield from here. It almost works better without the text. You guys are going to think that I'm just like running out of time and ripping through it, but they've put on the back end so much stuff that I just don't like photo plays. And this is, I don't even know what the hell this is. I will say, this is the Dave Berg that I like. Dave Berg when he was still just a little fucked up. Hey, birthday girl, what are you doing in your room when all your friends are downstairs at your party? Tell them to go home. But Susie, darling, why? They gave me my presents. What more do they want? Brilliant. That's actually funny, Dave. Okay, this one isn't funny. That one's just like precious. Ugh. I'd like a birthday present for a 4-year-old boy. Well, let's see. The young man might like this Tommy gun, or this fire engine, or this big brass drum, or I'll take the big bass drum. Bass. What's wrong with me? I'll take the big bass drum. I can't stand his mother. Right? I don't know. Maybe they aren't that much better, but his art style is. Like, look at this one. Putting together the model. Ah, oh, he's a genius sometimes. And then we have this. Is this Jack Rickard? Who did the art here? Yeah, Jack Rickard. Look how good I'm getting. I'm recognizing Jack Rickard. I am a genius. And Mort Drucker got 2 full ones in a row. And we get 3 Spy versus Spies. And again, I think this is the best part. Love that gray spy. She, as Kyle Bridget would say, she cuts a very fine figure. Which is, as far as like euphemisms go, isn't that like much better than just being like, ooh, she fine. Let's read this. This one has been folded in, so I shall fold it in. Which national symbol is going to need the biggest repair job? The American eagle. That's a good one. And then we have this. This is an ad for Canadian Club. Photography by Lester Krause in DTs by good old Bob Clark. I don't know. I think everybody remembers MAD going after cigarettes, but do we always remember and appreciate how hard they went after alcohol? Because they do, like just as often, it seems. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember, hit like, hit subscribe, leave comments down below. That's how you support this channel, even if it's a bullshit comment. With that, thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.